So my dude's Valk here, and today is going to be your all-in-one guide for Evil Ash. Today we're going to be talking about a Necromancer and how to win basically all your games playing as Necromancer. I have only lost once as Necro, and that is my very first match playing him. So let's go ahead, let's get into the Necromancer, Evil Ash, the boss, the elite unit, etc. Talk about what all they do, talk about what's important about this character, what's good about him, what to focus, and then I'll be explaining my skill tree to you guys, as well as going over the kind of gameplay loop you want to set up for, and basically how you want to play him in my opinion. Anyways, if you're curious, I am level 45 with him, fully maxed out, lots of play experience, so you're taking word from somebody that has played him quite a bit. So let's go ahead, let's get into it. His two most important skills that he's going to do, you're going to do immediately on spawn. You are going to do skeletal support straight into skeletal resurrection. The second you spawn in as Evil Ash, you are doing both of those. Then he has his command grab with Infernal Invigoration. Basically, he's going to grab them and he's going to actually suck life out of them, heal him up some. Then he has a dodge, as just like the survivors. The dodge is really good for basically dodging melee because he does get staggered easy. He's very easily staggered, but you can dodge around and actually mitigate with that. Then we go into his elites. His elites, you really aren't going to be doing anything. You might do a trident toss at somebody running away. It's pretty cool. It's pretty epic. But for the most part, you'll be doing just your lights and your heavies. Heavies are for if they keep dodging. Heavies can mix up their timing. Lights are just to spam and get lots of damage out, but your elite units, the Necromancer elite units aren't really that good. They're really slow, so it really messes them up. Then you go into basics. Now here's where the basics actually are really good for the Necromancer. The basics are cracked because they have really good tracking abilities through their light javelins. They can chase with their spears, track really well. They're really hard to dodge because of how well they can track. And you basically can dodge with them also, but you're not really going to do that. You're just going to spam light attacks for the most part. You're not really going to do heavies. You're going to chase people down, do light attacks, maybe do a war cry. Maybe, but not really. So that being explained, let's go ahead, let's get into the skills. Then I'll show you guys some gameplay. So skills, the most important ones are to beef up your basic units as much as you can and beef up Evil Ash. Evil Ash is an absolute beast. You can see I have reduced cooldown times for all my active skills. And make sure you get this to increase the flute range of your flautist. It's very important because then you can put the flautist way off to the side, like to the point where they're going to be searching for a minute to try to kill him. And then you can also just beef up the hell out of Ash, especially the skeletal resurrection. It's probably one of the most important skills. It's really overpowered because whenever you combine skeletal resurrection along with, where is it? This one right here, come back stronger. Resurrected skeletons have increased maximum health, come back with full health, and can deal more damage. It goes up to 40% more damage and 40% more health for all units. That's insane whenever you combine it with everything else, like this, 15% more damage. It ends up being really good. Buffed bones here as well, buffing them out some more. I don't really care about the Gates of Hell because I've tried to focus entirely around Evil Ash. So, everything being explained, let's explain how he plays, and then I'll show you. Basically, with Evil Ash, you are going to be a point contester. You want to build up to the point where you're ready to go ahead and be around like level 20, 21 is whenever you're at your absolute peak, but you can start defending everything around level 10 because you're going to put the floaters down, you're going to set up lots of traps, and then you are going to go ahead and basically summon Evil Ash in after you summon everything in and just mollywop them. So, that being said, now that I've explained everything, let's go ahead and show gameplay. Here at the beginning of the gameplay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spawn in, head straight to the book to go ahead and start placing traps, but what do you know? I spot them along the way, so I start harassing them, and I harass them a good bit until they got all the way to 2 pages, and I realize at this point I'm strong enough to go ahead and start setting everything up and getting ready for the final battle, because I know I'm going to instantly wipe them the second they go for any of the objectives, because that's where Evil Ash excels at, is the objectives. So after harassing them plenty, and I do mean plenty, I terrorized the hell out of this game, and I do feel a little bit bad for them, but that's the name of the game. I terrorized the hell out of them, and I went to go set up, and I noticed they had a down teammate around where I set up, or they had somebody wandering off alone around where I set up. So I went ahead, spawned in a unit on him, possessed it, and just beat the hell out of him, because at that point I had max level basics. The basics will basically 3-shot people at that point. So of course, they go down, they get blasted by the basic, and then they resurrect them, and now it's time for the final showdown. I'm summing up this match incredibly quickly because you guys, if you've been playing, you know how these matches go. You know how these loops go. There's some tricks I do want to say before I get into the final showdown. Use your Flotus as bait. The Flotus, basically, you can set them to the side. People will hear the Flotus, and they will go after them. They will beeline to the Flotus. So you can use your Flotus as bait, protect your Flotus with traps, or set them way off the beaten path. Whenever you set up a Flotus, just keep in mind that people are looking out for them. They know that the Flotus is the key to a lot of the Necromancer's strength. If you do not kill this Flotus, he gives a giant buff. It is a 70% damage increase and a 30% damage reduction with a huge uptime. If you do not kill the Flotus, you are going to die 100%. I guarantee it. So make sure, as a survivor, you kill the Flotus, and make sure, as a Necromancer, you hide that little bastard. You want him to stay alive and keep tooting away, and you do not want the survivors to go get it, which is why that one skill is so important with the increased range, because then you can set them back even further beyond what they can even hear. You can set them back way out of the way, so they're going to have to be looking for a minute to find the Flotus. It is an incredibly powerful ability. It's one of the ones I highly recommend you rush. But set up your Flotus as traps, harass them, do lots and lots of traps, but focus, as far as your skill path goes, on your basic minions first. Basic minions are incredibly important. Basic minions are where a majority of your damage is going to come from, because they just hit so damn hard with everything up and cranking, and at a full build, they do so much damage. And whenever you max out the basic portal, you get 3 basic minions per summon. They are very, very, very strong. Max out possession, max out boss. You want to max out possession because whenever you possess your Evil Ash, you want to make sure you have enough health points to survive any gunshots, any Amanda Fishers, anything like that. You want to make sure you can survive the big DPS because you are going to be a primary target, because if they take you down, you're basically not a threat anymore. And that's the one downside to Necromancer, is its biggest strength is its biggest weakness, and that is Evil Ash. Evil Ash is an absolute beast once he's on the field and he's doing his thing. If they do not focus you instantly, they will all die very, very quickly. So now that I've explained everything, let's go ahead and show the payoff to all this setup. We've been setting up for the past 20 minutes. We've been getting everything ready to go. They finally go for the book, and what do you know? I summoned in Ash after putting the Flutus way off to the side, and they're all dying very fast. 20 minutes of payoff for about 3 minutes of just kicking ass. That's what it's like to play Necromancer. You work for about 20 minutes to just absolutely murder for 3. That's what it feels like to play Necromancer, and that's basically how you play Necromancer. You will win a lot of matches playing like this. Necromancer is a very, very powerful class, especially once you understand how he works and you understand how to use him properly. Evil Ash is a bastard. He will murder you if you are not careful of his setups and you do not play around him. For those of you wondering, how do you counter Evil Ash? Like, he just does too much damage whenever he spawns in his minions and everything. The very simple answer is run away. Just run away. Either if you do not have a strong enough DPS like Amanda Fisher, I recommend every Survivor team have Amanda Fisher. She's too strong. I'm going to be making another video on her. She's just too damn strong. But I highly recommend every Survivor team run Amanda Fisher. And if you are not running Amanda Fisher, run away, because he is going to murder you and your entire team very, very quickly. So you want to be organized. You want to run away. Maybe just run to the other point. Make him abandon the Evil Ash, and then have the Evil Ash on cooldown while you try to take the other point. Rinse and repeat until you get it all. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. As always, let me know if you guys have any questions about Evil Ash or Necromancer. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.